My name is Hiroshi Onaka, and I'm running the consulting firm. The company name is called Enlinx Partners. I have three business pillars portfolios. Three is very important for me for strategy-wise. First of pillars is business consulting for startups, and the second one is coaching. Coaching means these days I often asked by university or chamber of commerce or some like a Rotary Club, etc. To give some lecture or some of the mentorings. So I started this as my second portfolio. And the third is one of my passion in heritage. You know, the Japanese traditional crafts is disappearing, and because the population of the Japanese are decreasing, the market is shrinking. Then why don't we introduce this to overseas? And then if I can also the bridge between Japanese culture and habits and foreigners too. So that's my third portfolios which I'm doing here. When I incorporated my own company, Enlinx Partners, back into the 16 years ago, and I've been helping the all the startup companies last 16 years. As part of my job, I also support the global business support at FGN for inbound as being ambassador. FGN is at Fukuoka Growth Next, the startup support organization. Half is the city of the government support, and there are some sponsors. So we have the office and co-working space, and we have some service team. And then very early stage of the inbounds, like as I said, how to get the working visa, open a bank account, blah blah blah. Very early stage, we have the stuff which FGN Global Support Team can help. And once they start a business, that's going to be more likely my own Enlinx partner business to find the customers, business matching, strategies, etc. In business, we call it B2B or B2C, right? For me, B2B business model, I think they need to come over here to open the branch office. It's very hard to expand the business between for B2B by remote from a home country. But B2C will be different. B2C, even if they don't have the office here, that's the internet, EC site, whatever. They can still do some business without having the office, without coming to foreign country like Japan. So I would say B2B business is my focus, and also I think FGN, those supporting team, value add is a startup who has a business model in B2B / B2G. B2G is secondary. First, before they come, I think it's not only for Japan or Fukuoka. Everybody has to do the feasibility study, not only the market, but also if they open their branch office, what kind of the process or local, legal, things are there. They have to research and study. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. And that is the common issue, so to speak, everywhere in the world, all over Japan, but also in the US, etc. As I also experienced, to make a business success in that country, you have to go there and have to live there. That's a big investment, and that's a big commitment. And before you come over here, you have to get the working visa legally to live. But that's also another big investment. So I don't say issue, but the process which I can recommend is just like me, find a local person who can connect and do all the feasibility study or business matching. And after you find more confidence, then you can apply to send someone or by yourself to come over here having your visa. Here right now for startup company in Japan they call it a startup visa. But that is, let's say, that's one of the issues because startup visa lasts only 6 months. And another big headache for them right now is open the bank account. I don't know why, but the Japanese, some of the process too slow. I've never worked for the Japanese company, so I don't know, or Japanese government, why they take us 6 months to open the bank account for foreigners. Sorry to say it in the public YouTube, that is big BS. They should open the bank account in 2 weeks or within 1 month, right? Why 6 months? After 6 months, when finally they open the bank account, their working visa is going to be expired. And then within the 6 months, if they cannot generate the revenue, get the paid in a bank account, what can they do, right? So that is, I think, the big issue for the startup inbounds, my personal opinion. But with some relationship among the people, some bank will help to open a bank account much shorter lead time, right? And so in general they say it takes, especially big sort of mega bank, as a manual they say, yeah, it takes 6 months. And why Japanese government says startup visa is only valid for 6 months, it doesn't make sense. It sounds like nobody can come to Japan. We are not welcoming you guys to come to Japan. I can see that kind of wrong message, right? So I think that's why I'm here. Well, my title, the consultant that is help the startup can provide some values to make their business success. I think that's one of the big issues. The second, from my experience to live in foreign countries, is to find apartment. Good locations, good neighbors, and reasonable, pay. Those, nobody or foreigners is not familiar unless they once live here as an exchange student or whatever. They are not familiar and which area is good and are there good neighbors and how the commute from the apartment to the office. To find the real estate apartment is second issue, because also the investment are so-called the key deposit and the monthly payment is not so inexpensive, pretty much expensive, right? So I think that's the second one for 6 months. And then ongoing issues also depend on the business. There is a lot of the issues, but I always take the positive way. It's a challenge. I just talked about visa and bank account, right? I also have the experience about credit card. To open the credit card in foreign countries, you can't have the credit card right away. When I went to US, I took more than 6 months to have a credit card. And to have a company credit card, it takes longer. Here in Japan, too, foreigners comes, they have a hard time to open a bank account, and they can't have a credit card. Today, digital lifestyle, without a credit card, you can have any smartphones, digital payment, because it's linked to the credit card. Until you have a local bank and local credit card, all the payment is going to be foreign countries, your hometown, home country tax and credit card. That's another big, I would say, challenge and issues before you start the business and then enter the private life. But there is a way to resolve that kind of problem. These days, everybody is working very hard, and the Japanese people say that 大変ですね, 大変でしたね, 大変 in kanji character is big change, and then they use 大変 is very hard, very difficult. 99% everybody use that word. It was very hard. It's almost impossible, right? But the 大変 kanji character, big change is have an opportunity to have a big change. Big change doesn't mean always negative. It could be positive. So if it's a mindset, if you see the 大変, don't say, oh, it's very 大変 to open the bank account. If mind is a negative, I don't think you can resolve the issue. But the 大変, well, it's a very big turning point, big change. How can I change this issue? Then maybe you can find the quick solutions. That's I feel, these days quite long. I pretty much, confident to invite the foreigners or startup companies who want to start